how do you pick a school and what school do you pick? That's going to depend on all of your choices, all of your preferences, um, family influence, friends who influence you. It's gonna really depend, and it'll be different for everybody. So what I recommend is honestly build a spreadsheet, get out your pen and paper, build a list of pros and cons of what's important for you. Some of those things that you need to consider are going to be cost per credit. What is your budget? Are you looking at being dependent on the Pell Grant and maybe student loans, or is the sky's the limit and you have no worry about money when it comes to that? Um, Another thing to consider is, what are their degrees offered? Is it the degree that you want to go for, or are you going to have to switch schools and go to another school? And when it comes to that, another thing to consider is transferability of credits. If you are going to have to switch to another school and transfer, you want to talk to that end goal school, and you want to ask them, if I go to this school, will my credits transfer over, or am I needlessly going to have to take some classes over again or supplement credits? So that's something that can play into that decision for you as well. Sports are a big thing for a lot of people. Whether you want to be a spectator and you're in the stands cheering people on, or you're playing that game. So sports, not all schools offer all sports. So depending on, what your interest level is there, that's going to play a role in it. Student housing, like, are you living at home? Are you planning on being in student dorms or apartment style housing? Are you living out, in the community? So that's something that's big that, you got to take into consideration. The lengths of terms are different at every school. Are they a quarter-based school? Are they a semester-based school? Is it an accelerated program? Those accelerated programs can be really enticing because we all want to finish faster. One of the things that you don't really hear much about is, yeah, it might be a 5-week class, but at the same time, they've taken that semester of learning and they've condensed it down into 5 weeks. So it's super intense. So while it can be really appealing, that's not something that you hear much about. And of course, we all want to end quicker, like that's great. But so length of terms, and is it feasible for you? So that's another thing you want to consider. Modality of classes. Are you wanting to do completely online? Are you wanting to do all face-to-face classes? So seeing which one of those is important to you and how that degree or program is being offered is definitely something to consider as well. When you can start is another big one for a lot of people. If you woke up yesterday and you want to go to college, and you want to start today, it's going to take a little bit, but can you start in 3 weeks, or do you have to wait 6 months? So that can be important to a lot of people, and just kind of knowing timeline with schools, and when they show deadlines, is that a hard deadline, or is it something where you talk to somebody and they can possibly let you in a little quicker if you just kind of stay on track and do XYZ? That's another thing to consider as well. So hopefully this gave you some things to consider when you're building your list and you're thinking about the things that are important for you and going to school and picking a school. So thank you.